If you weren't into bodybuilding, what would you be doing? Oh, that's a tough question, man. I never really thought about that because I've never really had a plan B. So I'm all in when it comes to this bodybuilding thing.
I found bodybuilding, and that vice then turned into, I'm gonna go train. Something that has never failed is like, I still make it to the gym, and it's like the place I feel safest. Being in that zone and like kind of just shutting off the world, I still have that passion just as if it was the first day I walked in. Bodybuilding entered the picture in my early teen years. I was, believe it or not, the skinny kid. Everybody always called me scrawny, and I always wanted to be a lot bigger than what I was. I was about to start going to summer football, basketball camps, that type of stuff, getting ready for my sophomore year. I met this guy named Mike, who was one of the local bodybuilders, and he kind of took me under his wing that summer, and we had the most badass training sessions. We trained heavy, we did heavy squats, heavy barbell rows, really brought that old school mentality where I learned the grassroots of bodybuilding at its core. And I just fell in love with it to the point where I stopped going and stopped playing sports. And I made my mind up right there, like, I want to be a bodybuilder. I saw a video of Jay Cutler, saw a video of Phil Heath, and I was literally blown away that the human body could look that way. At the same time, I'm also seeing all this amazing progress within myself. I'm gaining weight, I'm growing muscle, people at school are noticing. It's very, very fulfilling working on yourself, working on your body. And I think the biggest thing that even stands true to this day is the mental aspect. You go in there for an hour, hour and a half, you put your headphones on. Any problem you have in the world, it kind of just disappears, and you just really get into that zone when you're in the middle of that workout, and there's nothing like that feeling. Ever since I was 14, 15, my goal was to be a great bodybuilder, to compete on the Olympia stage, to be with these big companies and, making a living doing what I love every single day. And many, many times, many, many nights alone, I thought, is this even worth it? Can I continue to justify what I'm doing to my body? Sacrificing time with loved ones, missing out on family events. Is this worth it? Is this worth it? Questions a champion or anyone that's a professional in anything will ask themselves at some point. And, I always just had self-belief deep down. Like, I know with the passion that I have, I can make it far. How far can I go? Ultimately, that's up to me. That's up to my genetics, potentially the coach that I'm working with. A lot of factors go into play when it comes to competitive bodybuilding. But as far as self-belief, deep down, I always knew if I continue to put the work in, my time will come, and I will make it to the Olympia stage. And this year, that all finally came together. I actually worked with Matt Jansen for about 2.5 years. He was my coach. He is actually the coach that is responsible for turning me professional, and I'll always be grateful and thankful for that. But what you've done for me, like in my little bodybuilding career that I'm just getting my foot in the door, it seriously means the world to me, bro. It's priceless, bro. And always thankful for the opportunities and lessons I learned from him. So many things he did as a coach were just unlike anything I've ever had up to that point. He taught me the importance of blocking out the noise, staying off social media, and he always reminded me of the importance of just pushing, not worrying about what this athlete is taking, or not worrying about how much cardio this athlete is doing and how come I can't do that much. Run our race, block out the noise, stay off social media, and just focus on what we're doing and just continue to nail every variable. He put me through some of the hardest preps, 3 of them to be exact. And every single time I brought my best look. And I'll always be thankful for Matt for showing me those lessons when it comes to competitive bodybuilding and doing what it takes to bring the best look on stage, being meticulous every single day, checking off the boxes every single day. No matter how you feel, you got to get it done. And Matt Jansen was a big proponent of teaching me all those things. I think no doubt if I were to ever win an Olympia, the motivation will be higher than ever to come back and win it again and again and again and stay at the top for as long as I possibly can. I have never been one to think like, I just want to win one and then I'm done. I've never had that mindset because there's a lot of people, for example, on a smaller level, they like just want to turn pro. And like every year you see it. They finally get the pro card, and then they're done. They may never even compete as a pro. They might compete as a pro once or for one season, then they're done. I turned professional and my mind was immediately on how do I improve my physique to be competitive at the pro level. Okay, now we step it up a notch. Now I'm competitive at the pro level. I win a few shows and I qualify for the Olympia. I'm not like, yes, let's throw a party. My life goal is complete. I made it to the Olympia. Man, I don't even care. I'm not even gonna die for the Olympia. My mindset the moment I got off stage was, how do I improve and be ready for the Olympia to display a package that's my all-time best? And after the Olympia, it's gonna be the same thing. Get back to the drawing board and how do I improve on the next one? So winning an Olympia would be no different. I win one, my motivation would be at an all-time high, knowing that in that moment in time, I'm the best in the world and I have to come back even better if I want to keep that title. When I was 19, 20, 21, I was so frustrated that I was like not pro. I wanted to be pro so bad. It was like my life goal to turn pro.
My end goal is to be an IFBB pro, bring up all my weak points.
All the OGs, all the older people in the game, you know, people that have been competing a lot longer than me at shows, judges, everyone always told me the same thing. Even Matt Jansen, your time will come, your time will come. And it got to a point where I got so annoyed of hearing it. I'm like, look, man, I get this sport is about patience and nothing happens overnight, but like, I'm so hungry for this. I want it now. Like, I don't want to wait any longer. I want this now. And ultimately that put internal pressure on myself, thinking like, okay, I'm 21 years old and I'm not pro yet. Okay, I'm 22 years old and I'm not pro yet. And I got so caught up in achieving this pro card at a certain age, as if that means anything whatsoever, that I was not truly enjoying the journey that was right in front of me. So I would tell my younger self that, hey, I know you hear this all the time, but your time will come. When it comes, it's going to be beautiful, but in the meantime, enjoy this journey. You're only gonna be 19 once, you're only gonna be 20 once, you're only gonna be young once. I would tell him to slow down, continue to put the work in, and enjoy the moments, because your 20s will pass you by before you know it. I remember telling my mom, having a conversation with her. She had asked me how my prep was going. I think I was probably like maybe 4 to 6 weeks out at the time. And I had told her, this is for sure my last prep, because I just wasn't sure. You know, many nights asking my girlfriend, babe, is this even worth it? Am I even good? Do I even have the genetics for this? Like, is this even worth doing? Can I even justify spending all this time, spending this money? But ultimately, deep down, I think what pushes me to continue on is the true love that I have for this game, the true love that I have for this sport. There is nothing I won't do for this sport. And I truly love it so much, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how bleak it may seem in the moment, I always find a way to continue to push through and always come out on the other side. So, you know, we've been pushing for a long time, and the year of 2025, we qualified for my first ever Olympia, and just the fact that we're preparing for my first Olympia right now is so surreal to say. But just gonna enjoy this Olympia debut prep, take it all in, because next year I'll be getting ready for my second Olympia, and then God willing, the third, fourth, fifth, and it's gonna go by in the blink of an eye. So really just take my time, be in the moment, and and enjoy it.